A town and a name synonymous with climbing, Arco is nestled in a peaceful valley just to the north of Lake Garda in the Trentino region of Italy. This weekend, as it has done for several days every year since 1987, Arco welcomed a who's who of world climbing, and the streets of the old town have been full of familiar faces such as Domen Skoffic, who seemed to be closer to his old self with a decent performance today which saw him through easily. One man who needs no introduction to the climbing world, but who has been conspicuously absent from World Cups this year, is Adam Ondra. The two-time world champion never seems to struggle to get back into competition mode, and so it was today, when he eased into the semis with two tops and minimal fuss. Romain Desgrange is so far having the best season of his life, and fellow legend Ramonet is also looking on form. Both will climb in the semis tomorrow. Joining them will be Alex Megos, he of the first ever 9A on-site, who hasn't climbed in a lead World Cup for 6 years. Jakob Schubert hasn't been in a lead World Cup this year, but he topped both qualifying routes and is also through easily. Elsewhere, most of the big names were through, but Jan Hoyer and Loic Timmermans missed out, such was the strength of the field. Tomorrow is likely to be brutally competitive and fascinating to boot, with so many climbers not yet tested in lead World Cups this year. The women's competition is also incredibly competitive this weekend, and, as ever, Jessie Pilz is right up there and in the hunt for a win. Jessie has had something of a monopoly on fifth this season, having finished every World Cup there so far and qualifying there today. She was second in Arco in the Youth World Championships 2 years ago, and a repeat tomorrow would constitute an excellent result. A previous Arco winner and runner-up here last year, Jane Kim is always in the fight, and two tops today means she'll climb again tomorrow, as will Mina Markovic, who couldn't quite claim two tops but still did enough to share fifth with Jessie Pilz. Anna Verhoeven was, along with Jane, Janja Garmeret and Julia Chanaudy, also in the two tops club and is also through easily. Team Italy had a decent day too, with teenage sensation Laura Rigora through, along with Claudia Gasolfi. Ashima Shareshi, another teenage prodigy, is also here in her first ever Senior World Cup, so just about anything could happen tomorrow in the women's semis and final. Here's what some of the competitors made of the day. So fresh down from the wall, we've got Mina Markovic, and Mina, you were just saying you always feel like you climb well in Arco.
Yeah, usually I can really climb well here, and atmosphere is great, so it's good time.
And how were the qualifying routes this morning?
They were really nice, the good tracks, long ones. I managed to top at once and touch the top in a second one. So it was almost perfect, but otherwise I think the tracks in the middle, they were pretty hard and difficult.
And this is World Cup number 4. How do you feel about your season so far?
Yeah, it started well, but then I had some slips on I don't know what, but I believe that I prepared well and I'm looking forward to climb well.
Margot Hayes alongside me now. Margot, fresh down from the wall, and this is only your second time in Arco, right? How are you enjoying it?
I love Arco. It's so beautiful. The first time I came here, I fell in love with it. It's such a special town, all the climbing vibe, and I mean, it's beautiful. You look around you, you have a beautiful venue, and then behind you have beautiful real rocks, and it doesn't get much better.
And how did you feel on the qualifying routes this morning?
This morning I had a pretty bad mess up on the first one, actually. I climbed on the second route first, actually, the blue one, and I kind of just popped off, and so that was upsetting for me, but I had to set it aside, and I knew that all I could do was top the second one, and that's what I did, so we'll see if that's enough to get me through, but you know, sometimes it's like that, so my fingers are crossed.
So delighted to say, back at the IFSC, we've got Adam Ondra. Firstly, great to have you back. And secondly, you were just saying you find this a hard wall to climb on. It's very long.
Yeah, especially all I have been training on was pretty much like pure power and interval bouldering, which is the most important for the Project Hard. Potential 9C in Norway, where I'm coming back right the next week on Tuesday. So I haven't really trained any pure endurance, and this wall is all about the endurance. But I mean, I really like this event, I really like the crowd, and hopefully I will do my best.
As ever, full results can be found at the IFSC website. We'll be live with the semi-finals at 11 AM and the finals at 5 PM.